There was a man, not a superhero, not a soldier, not a billionaire. He had no weapon, no advanced technology. He had only one thing, a mind unlike any other. With just a pen and a few sheets of paper, he redefined how humanity understood time, space, and even reality itself. Once dismissed as slow and strange, he became a symbol of pure genius. His name was Albert Einstein. And this is the story of how one man changed the world, not with force but with thought. Albert Einstein's childhood and early education, a historical account of the formative years of a genius. Albert Einstein, one of the most iconic figures in the history of human intellect, was not a prodigy in the conventional sense. Instead, his early life unfolded as a quiet yet profoundly introspective journey marked by curiosity, individuality, and a sense of wonder that set him apart from his peers. The formative years, the roots of an independent mind. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in the city of Ulm within the Kingdom of Württemberg, part of the German Empire. Shortly thereafter, his family relocated to Munich, where his father, Hermann Einstein, and his uncle ran a small electrical engineering company. His mother, Pauline Koch, a passionate music lover, imbued young Albert with a lifelong passion for the violin, a source of solace and inspiration throughout his life. From an early age, Einstein exhibited traits that were often misunderstood by those around him. He spoke slowly, pausing thoughtfully before responding, a behavior that once led his parents to worrying about potential developmental delays. Teachers, too, dismissed his academic potential, often labeling him as lacking promise due to his resistance to rote memorization and his tendency to pose questions that challenged the established norms of the classroom. A passion for mathematics awakening through self-discovery. Einstein's intellectual awakening began around the age of 10 when a family friend gifted him a book on Euclidean geometry. He would later refer to it as his sacred little geometry book. This book deeply captivated him, opening the door to a fascination with logic, structure, and the hidden language of the universe. With relentless curiosity and little need for external motivation or formal instruction, he delved into the complexities of mathematics. His self-directed studies soon expanded into advanced scientific literature, nurturing a remarkable ability for critical thinking and independent learning, an education defined by struggles and determination. In 1894, Einstein's family moved to Milan, Italy, in pursuit of better business prospects. Albert, however, remained in Germany to complete his schooling. Increasingly disillusioned with the rigid, authoritarian structure of the German education system, he left school at the age of 15 and resolved to pursue his studies in Switzerland, where he believed academic freedom was more pronounced. After a year of independent preparation, he was admitted in 1896 to the prestigious Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich, now at Zurich, one of Europe's leading academic institutions. There, he enrolled in the teacher's program for mathematics and physics, studying under prominent professors such as Hermann Minkowski, who would later contribute to the concept of spacetime and the theory of relativity. A humble beginning leading to a revolutionary career. Einstein graduated in 1900, yet he initially struggled to secure a teaching position. Ironically, this setback led him to accept a seemingly mundane position at the Swiss Patent Office in Bern. This position, which appeared ordinary at first, would, in a few years, become the birthplace of Einstein's groundbreaking contributions to modern physics. Albert Einstein's academic journey and Swiss citizenship, a turning point in his life and career. Following a childhood defined by intellectual independence and a growing dissatisfaction with the rigidities of the German educational system, Albert Einstein chose Switzerland as the stage for a pivotal transformation both in his academic journey and his long-term personal identity. Switzerland, a country offering a more liberal and progressive academic environment, would also become the first to claim him as a citizen. From Germany's rigid discipline to Switzerland's liberal spirit. In the late 19th century, the German educational system was renowned for its strict discipline and emphasis on rote learning. While this approach was well suited for many, it stifled the creativity and independent thinking that characterized Einstein's intellect. By the age of 15, Einstein, disillusioned with the German educational system, left the Luitpold Gymnasium in Munich without completing his formal schooling and joined his family in Milan, Italy. Nonetheless, Einstein's commitment to pursuing academic excellence remained steadfast. The next logical step was Switzerland, known for its progressive educational philosophy and democratic ideals, which resonated deeply with Einstein's intellectual inclinations. The country's academic environment seemed better suited to foster the independent thought that Einstein so valued, a setback at the threshold of higher education. In 1895, at just 16 years old, Einstein applied to the prestigious Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich, now ETH Zurich, one of Europe's leading scientific institutions. Although he excelled in mathematics and physics, Einstein's performance on the entrance exam was marred by poor scores in the humanities, particularly literature and languages. This setback did not deter him. Rather than succumbing to disappointment, Einstein enrolled for a year at the cantonal secondary school Kantonsschule in Aarau, Switzerland, a school renowned for fostering critical thinking and creativity. There, he lived with the family of one of his teachers, immersing himself in an intellectually stimulating environment that would leave a lasting imprint on his thinking. Becoming a student at ETH Zurich in 1896, at the age of 17, Einstein succeeded in passing the entrance exam to ETH Zurich. That same year, he made the crucial decision to renounce his German citizenship in order to avoid compulsory military service and began the process of becoming a Swiss national, a decision that would be formalized a few years later. At ETH Zurich, Einstein pursued a teaching diploma in mathematics and physics with aspirations of becoming an educator. Though not a consistently top-ranking student, he distinguished himself through his ability to self-study and his profound interest in theoretical physics. He often delved into advanced scientific literature beyond the prescribed curriculum, sometimes skipping lectures that he considered redundant. This intellectual autonomy foreshadowed his later work as a pioneer in theoretical physics. Becoming a Swiss citizen in 1901, at the age of 22, Einstein officially became a Swiss citizen, marking the beginning of his long association with Switzerland. This would be the first nationality he held for an extended period and would remain the country of his citizenship throughout the early, formative years of his scientific career. Despite graduating in 1900, Einstein faced considerable challenges in securing a teaching position. Letters of recommendation from his professors and peers failed to result in any job offers. It was not until 1902 that Einstein found employment as a technical assistant at the Swiss Federal Patent Office in Bern, a position unrelated to his passion for physics, but one that provided him with the stability and quietude necessary to explore the revolutionary ideas that would soon alter the course of modern science. Albert Einstein's On Nous Mirabilis, The Miraculous Year of 1905, a transformative epoch in scientific thought. In the annals of scientific history, the year 1905 stands as a monumental milestone and On Nous Mirabilis, or miraculous year. During this period, a 26-year-old Albert Einstein, who at the time lacked a doctorate or an academic position, authored for revolutionary papers that would forever alter humanity's understanding of space, time, matter, and light. A humble patent clerk with a revolutionary vision. At the time, Einstein was employed as a technical examiner at the Swiss Federal Patent Office in Bern. By day, he scrutinized technical documents, but by night, he immersed himself in the exploration of the universe's physical mysteries. Without a laboratory, academic affiliation, or formal mentorship, Einstein relied solely on the power of theoretical reasoning and thought experiments. In this unassuming setting, he produced some of the most profound and transformative insights in the history of science. The four revolutionary papers of 1905. The photoelectric effect, March 1905. In his first groundbreaking paper, Einstein introduced the radical concept that light could behave as discrete packets of energy, which we now call photons. He demonstrated that when light strikes a metal surface, it could eject electrons, a phenomenon now known as the photoelectric effect. This work laid the foundation for the emerging field of quantum theory and earned Einstein the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921 for his contributions to our understanding of light. Brownian motion, May 1905. In his second paper, Einstein provided a statistical explanation for the erratic motion of particles suspended in a fluid, attributing it to the collisions with invisible molecules. This paper offered the first direct empirical evidence for the existence of atoms and molecules, providing a definitive answer to a long-standing scientific debate that had persisted for centuries. Special Theory of Relativity, June 1905. In what would become one of his most transformative contributions, Einstein proposed postulates that would alter the very fabric of our understanding of the universe. The laws of physics are the same in all inertial frames of reference. The speed of light in a vacuum is constant, regardless of the observer's motion. From these simple assumptions, Einstein derived the astonishing consequences of time dilation, length contraction, and the non-existence of absolute simultaneity. This paper revolutionized our understanding of space and time, challenging Newtonian mechanics and reshaping the foundations of modern physics. Mass-energy equivalence, September 1905. In his final paper of the year, Einstein introduced the iconic equation. This equation unveiled the deep interconnection between mass and energy, a principle that would later underpin both nuclear power and the development of atomic weapons. Legacy and impact. Einstein's Annus Mirabilis catapulted him from obscurity to international recognition, establishing the intellectual groundwork for nearly every major advance in 20th century physics. The legacy of 1905 extends far beyond the confines of academia, forming the foundational principles for quantum mechanics, the theory of relativity, statistical physics, and countless modern technologies, including electronics, nuclear energy, and GPS navigation. This extraordinary year did not simply redefine the boundaries of science. It fundamentally altered our very conception of reality. In retrospect, 1905 stands as one of the most prolific and transformative periods ever achieved by a single individual, cementing Einstein's place as one of history's greatest intellectual giants. Albert Einstein's academic rise and global fame, from theoretical physics to global icon. Following his Annus Mirabilis in 1905, when Albert Einstein first captured the attention of the scientific community, it took another decade for him to emerge as a truly international figure. By the mid-20th century, Einstein had ascended not only to the pinnacle of theoretical physics, but also to the status of a symbol of modern intellect, peace, and humanitarian ideals. From modest beginnings to academic recognition. Despite the groundbreaking nature of his 1905 papers, Einstein continued to work in relative obscurity as a technical examiner at the Swiss Patent Office. However, he soon completed his doctoral thesis at the University of Zurich, marking the official beginning of his academic career. 1908, Einstein was appointed as a private docent unsalaried lecturer at the University of Bern, beginning to formalize his academic role. 1909, he left the patent office and took on a full professorship in theoretical physics at the University of Zurich. 1911, Einstein accepted a position at the German-speaking Charles Ferdinand University in Prague, where he became its only Jewish professor. 1912, he returned to Zurich to teach at ETH Zurich, his alma mater, further solidifying his academic standing. 1914, Einstein moved to Berlin as the director of the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute for Physics and became a member of the prestigious Prussian Academy of Sciences. During these formative years, Einstein was deeply immersed in the development of his most ambitious scientific theory, the general theory of relativity. The general theory of relativity, a scientific revolution. After nearly a decade of rigorous work, Einstein unveiled the general theory of relativity in 1915. This groundbreaking theory extended his earlier special theory of relativity to include gravitation, presenting a radically new view of gravity. Rather than being conceived as a force, gravity was described by Einstein as the curvature of spacetime itself, influenced by mass and energy. Einstein's theory provided explanations for phenomena that had long eluded Newtonian mechanics, including the deflection of light by massive objects such as the sun. This idea was later confirmed by empirical observations, solidifying his theory's place in the scientific canon. The 1919 eclipse, a global revelation. The confirmation of Einstein's theories came during a solar eclipse on May 29, 1919. British astronomer Sir Arthur Eddington led an expedition to measure the deflection of starlight as it passed near the sun, validating Einstein's predictions. The results were a momentous triumph for Einstein's theory of relativity. On November 7, 1919, the Times of London published a headline that would forever alter the course of Einstein's life. Revolution in Science, New Theory of the Universe, Newtonian Ideas Overthrown. Overnight, Einstein transformed from an obscure academic physicist to an international icon. Newspapers worldwide hailed him as the prophet of a new cosmos, and his image became synonymous with genius in the modern age. The Nobel Prize and worldwide influence. In 1921, Einstein was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics not for his theory of relativity, which remained controversial at the time, but for his explanation of the photoelectric effect, a foundational discovery in quantum theory. By this time, Einstein's reputation had far surpassed that of a single scientific achievement. He lectured globally, from Europe to Asia to North America. He was named an honorary member of prestigious academies, including the Royal Society and the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Leading universities, including Oxford, Harvard, and the Sorbonne, conferred honorary doctorates upon him, a global icon of intellect, peace, and human dignity. By the 1920s, Einstein was no longer just a theoretical physicist. He had become a public figure and moral voice. Using his immense platform, he advocated for pacifism, civil rights, and the freedom of thought. A proud Jew, Einstein actively supported the cultural revival of Jewish life and was a founding supporter of the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Exile from Germany and final years in the United States. In 1933, following the rise of the Nazi regime, Einstein, a Jewish intellectual and vocal critic of the regime, became a target of hostility in Germany. In response, he renounced his German citizenship and emigrated to the United States, where he joined the newly established Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey. Einstein would spend the remainder of his life in the United States, continuing his research and dedicating himself to global humanitarian causes. In doing so, he solidified his legacy not only as a scientific genius, but also as one of the most respected moral figures of the 20th century. Albert Einstein's war years and migration to the United States. Albert Einstein, widely recognized as a revolutionary physicist, was also a keen observer of the tumultuous events of the 20th century. As fascism ascended and World War II erupted, Einstein made the momentous decision to leave his homeland of Germany and emigrate to the United States. This decision marked a significant turning point in both his personal life and the broader history of science and global politics. A voice of freedom in an increasingly radicalized Germany. In the 1920s, Einstein was one of Germany's most influential intellectuals. Known for his liberal, internationalist views and vocal opposition to war, Einstein became the target of intense criticism from extremist factions, particularly the Nazi Party. As a Jew, Einstein was relentlessly attacked by the far-right press. Nazi-aligned scholars branded his theory of relativity as Jewish physics, denouncing him as a destroyer of German science. His name appeared on lists of enemies of the state with ominous notes such as no need for hanging, just assassination. The decision to emigrate to the United States 1933. The political climate in Germany became increasingly dangerous with Adolf Hitler's ascension to the role of chancellor in 1933. While Einstein was in the United States on a lecture tour, he made the decisive choice not to return to Germany. He formally renounced his German citizenship, severing all ties with the Nazi regime. In October 1933, Einstein immigrated to the United States and accepted a position at the Institute for Advanced Study EAS in Princeton, New Jersey, where he would spend the rest of his life. Life and work in the United States. In Princeton, Einstein found the academic freedom he had long sought, far from the bureaucratic constraints of university administration. He dedicated much of his time to exploring grand unified theories, seeking to merge gravity with the electromagnetism, though these efforts were ultimately unsuccessful. Nonetheless, Einstein's influence remained profound within the scientific community. While in the United States, Einstein vocalized strong opposition to fascism and racial discrimination, advocated for civil liberties and the freedom of religion, became a U.S. citizen in 1940 while retaining his Swiss citizenship. Einstein and the Manhattan Project. Although Einstein was a staunch pacifist, his concern for humanity led him to take action when he learned of Nazi Germany's potential development of atomic weapons. In 1939, Einstein, in collaboration with physicist Leo Szilard, wrote a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt warning of the imminent threat posed by Germany's pursuit of nuclear technology. This letter is widely regarded as a catalyst for the initiation of the Manhattan Project, the U.S. government's effort to develop an atomic bomb. Although Einstein did not participate directly in the project, he later expressed profound regret, acknowledging his indirect role in the creation of such a destructive weapon, a symbol of intellect and conscience during wartime. Throughout World War II and beyond, Einstein became a symbol not only of scientific brilliance but also of moral opposition to tyranny. He used his fame and intellectual standing to advocate for justice and speak out against oppression. He opposed totalitarianism, supported the civil rights movement, and advocated for the rights of minorities. Einstein became one of the leading voices warning of the catastrophic potential of nuclear weapons, promoting global disarmament in the years following the war. Albert Einstein's legacy. A lasting impact across disciplines. Albert Einstein's legacy extends far beyond his groundbreaking contributions to physics. His influence has had a lasting impact on philosophy, education, politics, and culture, shaping not only the world of science but also the very fabric of modern civilization. Scientific legacy. The foundation of modern physics. 1. Special and general theory of relativity. These theories fundamentally changed our understanding of space, time, and gravity. They paved the way for modern cosmology, GPS technology, and provided deeper insights into black holes, gravitational waves, and the expansion of the universe. Einstein's theories have been rigorously tested and confirmed by experimental observations throughout the 20th and 21st centuries. Photoelectric effect and the birth of quantum mechanics. Einstein's work on the photoelectric effect established the particle nature of light, laying the foundation for quantum mechanics. His contributions led to the development of technologies like solar panels, image sensors, lasers, and quantum communications. This iconic equation demonstrated the equivalence of mass and energy. While it is a cornerstone of nuclear energy, it also prompted profound ethical reflections for Einstein, especially concerning the use of atomic weapons, intellectual and ethical legacy, advocacy for free thought and critical inquiry. Einstein emphasized the importance of imagination, skepticism, and independent thinking in both science and life. His famous remark, "The true value of a person is determined by the extent to which they have liberated themselves from their own ego," reflects his commitment to intellectual freedom. Internationalism. As a citizen of Germany, Switzerland, and the United States, Einstein identified as a global citizen. He fervently opposed extreme nationalism and championed international cooperation in science and education. Voice for justice and human rights, Einstein spoke out against racial discrimination in the United States and supported the civil rights movement. He condemned war and weapons of mass destruction, advocating for disarmament, especially after World War II. Educational legacy: a teacher for generations. Einstein was not only a groundbreaking scientist, but also a passionate educator. His ideas continue to inspire classrooms worldwide. He advocated for learning through discovery and creativity rather than rote memorization. His educational philosophy lives on through numerous institutions, organizations, and awards bearing his name. Cultural legacy: a humanitarian genius, Einstein became a global cultural icon. His unkempt hair, simple sweaters, and penetrating gaze came to symbolize the humble genius. His name appears in textbooks, films, paintings, novels, and in everyday life, representing the union of intellect, compassion, science, and ethics. Institutions bearing Einstein's name: the Einstein Institute in Germany, a leading center for gravitational wave research. The Einstein Legacy Project, dedicated to preserving and promoting Einstein's ideas globally. Numerous schools, scholarships, parks, streets, and scientific awards worldwide carry his name, ensuring his legacy continues to inspire future generations. In every field of human endeavor, Einstein's profound influence endures. His legacy serves as a beacon for progress, not only in science but also in the advancement of human rights, ethical responsibility, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. From misunderstood child to the most iconic scientist in history, Einstein's life proves that one mind, driven by curiosity, can reshape everything. He once said, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." And even now, thanks to his legacy, we're still moving forward.